Hello, hello, people of the internet. It's your boy, Skinny Penis. And we're checking out the insult of all cruisers. Essentially all cruisers, but especially tier 9 cruisers. Fucking Illinois. An absolute abomination and disaster in terms of balancing. Literally a brain fart of wargaming. The biggest brain fart in their history, probably. Completely and utterly obliterating the core concept of battleship and cruiser interaction to a degree that is not savable anymore. We had cruisers getting less and less armor compared to the overmatch that battleships receive, so it's already like pretty hard. If you get fucked from every angle, you have to hide on rocks, you have to permakite. You essentially can't play the game against a BB that has hands or a BB that has a half decent carrier destroyer in front who spots you. And now we came so far that they essentially just create a battleship that has better than cruiser DPM while having not a single downside. Literally not a single downside. The hull is an Iowa hull. Actually an improved Iowa hull because they lowered the citadel on that thing here. It's waterline sit. Iowa has a bit of a raised sit still. Like Iowa, as all of you know, it's like an old BB. If it turns flat broadside, you might actually get a depth strike against few citadels. It actually happens. Would you believe it? Because newer BBs don't have that anymore, right? Like Schlieffen has waterline sit. Fucking Vincent doesn't have a sit at all. Shit like Patry has hidden sit. Hanover and Satsuma, you can't hit it or penetrate it. Like Hanover obviously has turtleback, German one. The Satsuma has such thick plating in the Uchakov that you can't even citadel it in most ships at all, unless you're like 2 kilometers point blank and he's randomly flat broadside. Then I guess try to get that close on these ships when they sit in base or on fucking rocks with a million HP and armor. But yeah, this thing here has an unhittable citadel, kind of, compared to Iowa. This thing here also gets better than cruiser DPM. It has better DPM than Buffalo, which is one of the higher DPM cruisers, because you also have to count in the penetration. Like obviously Seattle on paper has a lot of DPM, but you don't pen shit. Also the gun angles are dog shit. Meanwhile, this thing here gets 32 pen base. It's essentially like Buffalo guns. You also get the improved pen angles on the AP, by the way. Don't forget that. Like you also have the incredible fucking audacity on the ship is nuts. Essentially tier 7, 8 or even 9 cruisers that possess a citadel can't play the game against you because you will never get citadel or farmed down by them, while you even get improved pen AP, so they can't use all their guns. Close up, you're just like murdering them. You have the option of speccing fire prevention on that thing, which cruisers don't, so the 60-second fires is like questionable how big of a downside it actually is. On top of that, you also get an improved you also get an improved heal. Like you keep the heal that the Iowa has. I mean, they only lowered the... Oh, look at this. Crazy, bro. I might have to eat a citadel here if he's really lucky, but I don't think he can. Not like a ship that really citadels you. Oh, he knocks a gun. I'm gonna DCP that immediately. I want my DPM. My DPM. He's gonna DCP this, and then I will switch to HE2. Unless he just like randomly flat broadside parks there. Yeah, you don't get overmatch, but what does it matter when you have better than cruiser DPM on this ship? Specifically against heavy cruisers and battleships, you're just a menace. You just DPM them down like crazy. You can shoot 3 to 4 times in between the reloads, so what does it really matter? You can put Halsey on it, which means you get like improved... How the fuck do I knock a gun there? Honest to God, how the fuck do I knock a gun there? This game is... He's not DCPing, by the way. He has a knocked gun, 2 fires. He's not DCPing, so I don't know. Whatever. Guess I... just watch this guy burn to someone. I could switch to HE here, honestly. It's pointless. There's a DD out wide, so that's a bit of a problem for me. Oh, he DCP'd? Did he DCP? 6k angled. Yeah, so... You play it like a cruiser. Actually, you can play it way more aggressive than a cruiser, obviously, because you have armor. You play it kind of like a cruiser, mostly kite or on islands, because you also have the American arcs, which allows you to lob islands fairly easily. There's a Nustra shimmy out here, huh? look at the demented range I'm also getting. Like, if he just straight lines away, I would still hit shells at 17 km probably. It's not that big of an issue. We get a permafire here, hopefully, and he dies. Yep, there you go. Permafire. Adios, friend. Adio, Mexico. We're popping a heal because we have 5. Improved ones too. First blood. Okay, that guy was stupid, but hey, you see, there's no real risk for me. Look, if I'm a cruiser, even a Fritz might just randomly citadel me through the ass. This thing, nope. It won't citadel me randomly through the ass. I can assure you that. Obviously, because you get 32 ass and nose, because you're like a battleship hull. You also get the 38 side and deck, obviously, because you're literally an Iowa hull, which is essentially just... yeah, I don't know, man. You just can't get over much. It's quite remarkable. You have a BB that doesn't get over much, but gets cruiser DPM. I have no fucking idea what the fuck this is supposed to be. Insult to the player base, I guess. Honestly, it just shows that battleship players are fucking demented. And it's class. It's not ship. It doesn't depend what kind of ship you play in the class. Battleship players are just fucking stupid. It's just it. By the way, I even have the wrong spec on this one. Oh, the booster is in my mouth. I don't want to kill the Riga though, to get his Hydro and Raider out. Riga is unspotted. Yeah. Guess we switch to the Zeton for a while. Just keep pushing. I'm 60k HP still. I can tank 1 or 2 torps probably. Shouldn't be that big of an issue, honestly. Getting a fire instant. Okay, there's the Riga again. Gonna finish him real quick. We are going to go into the spec on this one. Obviously also a bit more in depth, because I feel like people are mis-speccing this thing greatly. I think people, there is a specific spec you kind of have to run because it's the most optimal one overall, and it gets the most out of the ship. You can't really follow the DPM logic here with reload mod. You have to take like dispersion and range to like improve your dispersion to the maximum, because that's what they thought the ship is balanced around, that you get shit dispersion on those cruiser guns, which doesn't really like makes sense, or isn't really the case, because you get a lot of shells and you get a pretty good reload, and you get the access to the 10%, 11% dispersion mod, which makes your dispersion fairly consistent and sometimes even outright broken still. They'd had to nerf the dispersion like way further to make this ship balanced. Positive side of this thing, same as with Alaska, because it has armor and really good guns, and this one has DPM, Alaska has like great guns in general. You don't really mind getting up tiered into tier 10 and super ship matchmaking. I guess that's also why the ship is so broken, because of the like new tier that they have introduced and that fucking kind of matchmaking. Because if I play against tier 7s in this ship, they have no chance. Like, they're utter free farm for me. Not even a debate about it. Tier 8s too. And the guy dies, okay. I will go dark here. Also, this thing has insane smoke fire detect 10-5, so theoretically you could also chill in smokes and never die. This game is sadly over already. I don't know, maybe the other side does something from the enemy's team. Maybe. Well, I guess some people are dying. Yeah, you don't mind getting up tiered so much, because I mean, Patri still doesn't overmatch you, but you pen him everywhere with your HE. Oh shit. Wait, the fucking Zeton Deathstruck the stupid Chappie? No, Cleveland? What the fuck? Really? Come on. Really? That's fucking stupid. Gonna go in to me, the Yugumo? I think so. He turned out again. Okay. Gotta go for the Yugumo kill, sadly. Can't run through into C and their carrier and hipper. So yeah, the question I'm always asking myself with this ship, first of all, it's Research Bureau, so you could kind of say it's premium. I mean, you have to like grind a lot or pay a lot to get it. But it's one of the, it's probably out of the research bureau ships, it's by far the most broken one. I mean, that's fairly obvious. Also, it does 37 with brisk, even though that's the wrong spec. Like, the captain spec isn't proper. But yeah, it does make sense to get this one if you're searching for the most broken experience on a research bureau ship. Might become very stale very fast. Yep, there you go. That's very funny, by the way. You know, like, that's very funny that I just blew him up in one go, right? I mean, okay, other BBs could have done that too, but there's more RNG involved. Like, I could have just shot 9 seconds later again and 100% kill him. So yeah, fair and balanced, I guess. I also obviously get the torpedo protection, so I don't blow up to torps as easy as other ships, even though I might eat them more likely because I'm fat. Yeah. In general, like, how do you fight this thing in same tier ships? I don't know. Especially cruisers have a harder time. Like, a battleship, while you get overmatch and stuff, and you can outrange people even easier, you're still very susceptible to RNG on most of them. So you might end up having to endure a lot of DPM from the cruiser. In this ship here, you are not really susceptible to RNG. You can just out DPM the cruiser while taking way less damage from it. We can also talk about that more in depth when we go into the spec, because the amount of survivability you can spec on this ship just makes it turbo incredible. You don't have the overmatchable armor, and you're not as easy to burn down as any cruiser, and you're not getting penned by HE. So there's like, where's the fucking downside? I don't get it. And then people, like, obviously the battleship main fraction, the fucking, like, stupid autistic people, they're screaming for hydro and radar on this ship. Like, there were actually people like, oh, it's not that good. It's absolutely broken. Like, a cruiser can't engage it. Like, you have less DPM while having less armor and getting penned everywhere, while you can't deal the same damage to this thing, right? So cruisers have no chance. Heavy cruisers are like the worst. Like something like an air gear. You penetrate the deck, you get 60 seconds fires on it. It doesn't have fire prevention, but it also has 0 DPM. So the thing is just dead. There's like no counter to it unless it rushes you, but you see it a mile coming, so you can just turn out and kite. Then a battleship, what do you do? Also, like, really nothing. It either camps you from a rock like any other usual cruiser. The issue with that being that you will most likely never get him out, because even if he's spotted and you can shoot him over the island and you might get like a good shot, you're not gonna fucking randomly remove a demented full HP Illinois. You might get like 20k. Maybe you get even lucky and get a Citadel. It actually happens, but you're not gonna kill fucking nearly 70k of HP with heal and stuff. So it's like turbo safe on rocks, or you just kite open water. Like, right, I could just like go perma-kite in my Illinois against enemy BBs, and they couldn't kill me. I would just burn them down. Doesn't even matter at this stage if they have fire prevention or not. There's no way they out-damage me. Like, it's a balancing nightmare. But yeah, it's a balancing nightmare because it's in the battleship class, and as we all know and love, battleship players are fucking stupid. Or like the greater majority of the battleship player base is fucking stupid. Bullshit stupid. So, yeah, that's why we get things like Vincent, Illinois, soon the Italian BB. I have seen some things. Also, I mean, you can just look at the stats. That thing is a nightmare for cruisers too. And it's also, it's not as idiot-proof as some other BBs, because it does have supposedly a very large and easy-to-hit Citadel. But the moment someone has like half-decent hands or just kites in it, it's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. I mean, you can look at it. It has like 12-3 conceal. It has like 40 knots with brisk. This is overmatchable. It like essentially overmatches like every cruiser, and if it doesn't overmatch you, the sap still pens you. So, yeah, gets like everything. I said, like, at least they didn't remove the fucking Citadel and put it under the water, because that's always like an issue with newer battleships. Like, even if you get to outplay them and get onto their flat broadside, they still don't die because they can't be punished how they are designed. Don't really know what to say anymore about this balancing. So, we're going to get a permafire on the Dyson, and then we're going to switch to the Vladivostok. Vladivostok at least shattering my HE. dies and doesn't. I mean, I'm not hitting a lot here, by the way, because I'm like not properly leading and aiming. But see, there's like zero risk for me involved to just run at these people. I am a battleship hull myself. Hello, friends. Try to fucking kill me angled. It's not happening. I'm not some pesky cruiser that you can just overmatch sit from any angle. Like even those two ships, they don't have 30 overmatch, but they could still overmatch me everywhere. Well, we got 100k 2 kills. Sadly I had to hunt people more across the map this game. This ship, by the way, has a very high potential in terms of the average damage. It's like 160, 70k is definitely possible. You kind of want to see tier 10, tier 11 matchmaking and just be able to farm people. The fatter the ships, the nicer the farm, because you can sit further away. Now quickly for the spec. So first, the captain. It's what you should spec, but you should drop brisk and preemptive maintenance for improved repair party readiness. That is actually turbo disgusting, because the ship has a very low base HP pool, kind of. It's like 68. This shit procs super fast, and it's an improved Iowa heal. So especially against like HE spam and shit like that, you can get the heals out way faster. And since you're shooting all the time, brisk is like never active apart from repositioning things. But you don't really need to reposition for angle that much on that ship, because normally you try to get in front of the enemy and then position somewhere where you can perma farm them, because your range is so immense and your survivability behind an island, as I said, or in kite. So you don't really need brisk. It's kind of, it doesn't proc a lot and it's pretty useless. So improved repair party readiness is really toxic on that piece of junk, because then you like literally never die to cruisers. You can 2v1 them, 3v1 them, and you probably win. On the spec though, it's just like the shit with the survivability. Where is it? Word. The armor scheme is obviously Iowa, meaning light cruisers with 30 pen don't deal any damage apart from superstructure, and you're obviously taking fire prevention, so they can only pen superstructure and only get a fire on the superstructure. If they play IFHE, you can ignore them anyways, because they don't set fires. But even the heavier cruisers that pen 32 don't penetrate your deck and side, so they also only pen ass, nose, which is hard to hit at medium to long ranges, and they penetrate superstructure, but they don't pen your hull. Meanwhile, you have the same guns, so you penetrate them everywhere, because tier 9 cruisers, especially the ones that get some sort of DPM, all have 25, 27, or at max 130 plating. Like even the heavy cruisers like Carnot have 30 sides, 25 nose ass. Aegir 30 deck. Alaska sides and nose and ass are also penable. I mean, then again, the heavy cruisers also get set on double perma immediately, because you have such fucking high DPM and fire setting capabilities. Like what's your fire chance? Like fucking 16%. So, but on top of all of this, like improved heal, not getting penned, but penning everything yourself, having fire prevention, you can also slot DCP mod. And it's a fucking American BB. You get a fucking 30.8 second DCP in which you can't even be set on fire. So the light cruiser that does like 0 damage to you, and you're running improved, supposedly, I don't have it spec because I'm going to do Georgia too or something. Like I guess it's for Georgia, the captain, I didn't want to respec it. You get a faster heal over time, like the more you get shot at, the faster it fucking heals. It's improved. And then you get a fucking 30.8 second DCP in which you can't be even set on fire. The one fire they would get, like the main section fire, because you have fire prevention. It's absolutely toxic, that thing. So then here you should take range. Obviously it's kind of copium, but it improves the dispersion slightly, but the rest is completely useless. You can spec Halsey improved turret traverse here, so you don't need the turret traverse there. Also sometimes if like a Satsuma, Yamato or some crap parks you, or Kreml parks you at 20 km and is like stationary reversing, you can easily hit them even with those Buffalo arcs. Prop mod, concealment mod obviously, and then here you 100% go dispersion. Against battleships at medium ranges and below, reload is better, probably, because you just get insane DPM. Halsey proc, reload, everything. Like obviously you're a shotgun, you spray shells, but the ships are so fat that you can hit them. But if you have to deal with long range targets, angled cruisers or cruisers in general, or also DDs at like 8 kilometers and below, you want the 11% dispersion to be more consistent. Like, you have the survivability already to keep this demented DPM afloat. It's not really about the survivability. It's not really about the DPM that you have to increase here. It's about how consistent gets the DPM. Because like raw paper DPM isn't like everything. You can see that with Elbing. You can see that with Ragnar. You can see that with Nevsky even. Like, these ships on paper don't have a lot of DPM. Like a Sherman has way more, or a Harugumo has way more DPM than a Ragnar, I think. But the Ragnar has 30mm pen, so you fuck cruisers, and you have the improved accuracy, which makes you hit every shell if you aim properly. So you always have to count out all the shells you miss on other ships that have high DPM but no improved like accuracy. Oh yeah, look. Oh, this could be big. We have 4 Torp DDs, that is shit. We also have a super carrier, which is really bad, but we have 5 battleships, and 2 of them are super BBs. So, as long as we sit medium to long ranges from them and get to spam them, we might end up getting a lot of damage out of this one here. And also if they have like no fire prevention, because BBs hate specking that. I guess they're like meme builds for this ship. I saw Tux Penguin on NA. Or so, they played, or he played a Reload, Turret Traverse, IFHE, Furious, Illinois. So like no fire prevention but Furious. IFHE on top of it. And so you like pen 40, I guess. I think you break 40mm of pen threshold. So you pen like even more. And then he just like ran it in and fucking parked people and burned them down because his DPM becomes like, let's say, double fire, 10% there, 12% from reload. AR kicking, so he goes like 30% quick fast when he's half HP, faster reload, 30% faster reload than I am. But that's like more a ranked 6v6 meme build because you don't have the amount of focus fire, and you can't be up tiered really because ranked is always same tier. So that's the thing where Illinois is really dumb if you think about it. It smashes everything on its own tier, and it also gets to punch down even worse than other tier 9 ships. Like, the entire package, if it's so toxic that you can fight 1 or 2 tiers up with fairly nice confidence and actually go for higher tier ships and not suffer a lot, then the obvious logic or problem is that if you punch down, it gets even worse. Like, the entire package of this ship doesn't allow low tier ships to really do much against you at all. So here, this is a Uchakov, 20 km going nose in. So even if he's that far away, we can easily farm him down. We just have to make out if he's going full speed forward or not, but I think for now he's going full speed forward. Hope he doesn't citadel me here, obviously. No, he's actually not going full speed forward. Gotta be careful that no one randomly farms me or shoots me from the middle. Okay. He gets randomly smoked by his fucking Yamagiri. Okay, bro. Whatever you say. But as you can see, I can lob the island here, so whatever. It is cruiser gameplay, by the way, here. Like, you have to be patient. It's definitely something else than a battleship, where you go for, like, this one fucking funny volley. You can't do that, really. But is it really an issue? Like, problem? Uchakov? Problem? You ever going to kill me here in Kite? When I'm angled out? Problem? I mean, he's at 18 kilometers. I can't really go closer. There's not a lot of shit from my team here that can assist me. Hey, it's a no fire prevention Uchakov. Let's go. Yeah, well, it would be very cool if my team would actually spot that clown. The fucking Uchakov in the middle of the map. Come on, turrets. You can... Hello? Would my team mind spotting it? Fuck is this Shimakaze doing, dude? Sitting behind a rock, eh? Aren't we? I'd hoped he would fucking run it in. It's 20 km torps from this Yamagiri. Fuck. I'm gonna eat one here, I think. Yeah, gotta fire again. And look at the improved heal, by the way. Look at how much it can heal from this fucking ship. I think this guy is reversing. Man, my team is just selling the shit flank out for free. The only one who's kind of helping is the carrier, keeping their carrier away from my dick. Which is pretty cool, but doesn't really win us anything. I can't push in as long as my fucking DDs are demented. And as you can see, clearly see, my fucking DDs are demented. This Uchakov is insta-DCPing every single fire, which means if the game lasts long, he's obviously fucked in the end, but for now he's perfectly fine. He just doesn't take damage from fires, even if... And he's also like running it away, Torbo. Okay, wait, there's a customer coming in. I think the Yamagiri is pushing up the flank and they're not noticing it. Oh, yikes, dude. I penned this, by the way. My guys, this fucking turd is really deep into our fucking mouth, so it would be very appreciated if you would actually like do something about it, like Shema. I don't know, whatever. Dude, whoever, at least just fucking do something about it. Okay. We're slowly but surely fucking people, I guess. 3 DD's dead on the other side. Double Yamagiri died in there. Cool, bro. Cool. Very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. Yeah, well, it's not the farming session that I'd hoped for. That is fairly obvious, because enemy BB sits in base. Normally, BBs run it down when they have all caps, and they kind of do have all caps. Okay, this guy DCP'd now, I think. Now he DCP'd, base going behind the rock. I go forward too. Can probably catch him. Bro, can you like go for this Yamagiri, you dumb carrier turd? Nah, obviously he's going for the fucking Montana, bro. Sure, dude. Sure, dude. Sure, dude. You're the best carrier in the world. You're just like farming your fucking Bastic super carrier average damage, and I'll have to fucking blow up my win rate because you're demented. Cool. I really enjoy this, by the way. As you can clearly see from my... or hear from my funny happiness. This guy is on fire. He beached so we can load AP. The Yamagiri has so many torps, I gotta be really careful that he doesn't like randomly torp this. Wait, our carrier didn't even go for the Monty. I pushed forward because I thought he could go for the Monty. But he didn't in the end. What? Someone, please, randomly hit a torp on the Yamagiri Shima, please. Yes! Yes! Massive! It's massive! Nice little 5-6k chunks sometimes with AP. I think the Monty just kept reversing, not realizing that there's torps, so he blows up to those too. Yeah, he blows up. Fire, but he blows up anyway, so who gives a fuck, really? Yep, there you go. Finally, we're making progress on this flank. Fire on the Uchakov right after DCP, it's also good. But what I'm doing here, you couldn't do with any... Oh, lucky. Lucky fuck. Full turn. I was like, look, I thought, like, the Yamagiri was aiming at me too. Like, he definitely torped this shit. But I thought they would be, like, here, because I thought he torped when I was full speed. But he didn't, he actually... This motherfucker will torp me too. Fuck. Lord Demented. I mean, I want to get to the... I obviously want to get to the Uchakov, right? Or the United States, or whatever. I want to farm stuff. I want to show the dementia. Okay, I'm lucky again. He widespreaded. Like an idiot. Okay. Thing is, though, it's an Uchakov. I can still fucking park him. It's really fucking funny. To be honest, I should play this ship more to eradicate BB Monkey. Because... BBs have a pretty hard time against this thing. Anything really has a hard time. I mean, when did you ever see that? Cruiser DPM on a battleship hull. I mean, it's like unheard of, to be honest. Is it worth the free what is it? Research bureau, like the free XP you have to invest for it, most likely to get it fast? For sure, for sure, for sure. Like that, like if you want a broken experience, this one is it. Like, it's just the weirdest balanced ship, probably, at the moment. Couldn't imagine a ship that's, like, more weirdly balanced than this. Oh, fuck. Just doesn't make sense. Because as you know, the entire... Oh, he's F-keying me. Oh no, what will I do? Wow, 13,000. Crazy. Now you have to reload for 30 seconds. I think he doesn't have DCPs anymore, huh? Did he actually, like, just waste them so fast? He doesn't have them anymore? Well, we didn't really get to farm shit because the DDs kept us from pushing in immediately. Would have been better if there was, like, more worthless DDs or less DDs in general. 0 damage. Can't you overmatch me, Mr. Uchakov? Oh. Oh. Oh, that's sad. Oh, no, you're dead. Pretty fucking fun, dude. Not gonna lie. It's pretty fun. Yo, this guy just goes flat. Okay. Pretty interesting, too. Okay, the eagle just killed him. Yeah, well, last game I was full in the end. This game I have a bit less HP, but not a lot. This fucker, sadly, pissed off with his carrier, so he's gonna go. He's fled to these, so they're gonna murder him, sadly. Surge. What is the deck armor on that thing? I don't think I penetrate the deck. No, I don't. Or at least I don't think so. Well, 140k. It would have been really cool if I could have farmed some people in the end, but you can't have everything, I guess. Can't have shit in Detroit. Yeah, but the guy in chat is right, massacre, because it's super ship bullshit matchmaking. It's super ships, just like super ship matchmaking. If it's too many super ships, like not only one, but like 5 now, fucking 5 super ships. It's a disaster. It's a literal disaster. The games are over so fast. Because, look, we had 2 Yamagiris that inted it. Sure, like, okay, fuck, we're doomed. Nah, wait. They have, like, even more super ships that run it and die on purpose. I can't imagine that the Hanover on the other side was a fire prevention spec, because otherwise you wouldn't die that fast. The Halsey ammo switch is also really toxic on that one. Yeah, nice. Getting ricochets on his fucking deck. It's super cool. Oh, got a Citadel now. Okay. Well, 152 kills. Sadly not the most of the best games to show off how stupid it is, but you got like small glimpses of it. When I kited or pushed into BBs, they can't really harm you as they could with a cruiser, but you boast the DPM to burn them down. You're really looking for no fire prevention BBs to park them, because you just like burn them down for free. In the end, I mean, 140, 150k both games. Definitely the one ship you should get if you want to have cruiser gameplay on tier 9. It sounds stupid, but sadly it's the case. You gotta get a battleship to play cruisers on tier 9 and actually have fun. It's literally the best farming ship in the game, most likely, in terms of small caliber HE. Or like, not the best, the easiest for sure, and therefore probably the best for the player base. Yeah, I don't think they're going to nerf it. It's a battleship, so they'd rather probably buff it by like a second reload now or some crap. But in the end, yeah, you should get that. By the way, the thing with the Citadel that I mentioned, that's the Citadel. It's below water or waterline. I mean, I can put an Alas. Wait, I can put an Iowa next to it. There you go. That is. Oh wait, that is waterline. That is lowered. They literally lower the fucking Citadel of Iowa even deeper, so people don't blow up, because they know Iowa players blow up regularly because they give flat broadside, and then they just put the Citadel underwater slightly. It's just slight, but that is enough to essentially never receive Citadels unless it's like turbo high pen tier 10 or tier super ship BBs. They can sometimes punch through. Low arc BBs like Slava and Schlieffen or something, also pretty good. Same with Alaska, as I said in the Alaska video. Schlieffen tends to get a lot of citadels on Puero and Alaska somehow. Same with like Monty. Monty gets citadel easily by Schlieffen for some reason, because it's the arcs, like they come in very flat. I think. Could be wrong there. In any case, play that ship, get that ship, make BBs and cruisers and everyone suffer. I think the only stuff you really have to care for, obviously, as like in any battleship, even if you have a Hydro-German BB or something, it's always torpedo boats. That doesn't change. I mean, if they would give it like radar or hydro, it would be probably the most demented ship to ever be released, because there's like no downside. They already threw out balancing completely, but yeah, let's see where this goes. I personally would expect them to split the American BB, or like to create some sort of BB line, and maybe American, maybe it's going to be another nation, but they're going to create a BB line that has exactly that concept. You get the BB hull, or like armor, completely, no downsides, and you just get cruiser guns on top of it. And I would say they make an entire line of this, and this is exactly the way they're going. Like zero balancing, just weird crap and making quick bucks and shit. That's it for Illinois. I guess see you for the next video. Probably battleships then. Adios.